Back to our coverage now of Trump's indictment, and joining us to discuss is former Deputy Assistant to President Trump, Sebastian Gorka. He is also, as you know, the host of the Gorka Reality Check right here on Newsmax, airing Sundays at 7 p.m. and 10 p.m. Seb, it is great to have you in here with us. I know you were doing our coverage the night this indictment broke. I mean, when we see what is happening, Trump's second indictment, do you believe there has been double standards between President Biden and Trump with these classified documents? Do you believe Trump is being treated unfairly compared to Biden, as so many supporters out there do believe?
Well, Bianca, it's not a question of my opinion. It's a question of law. The 1978 Act brought by Congress on presidential records supersedes the Espionage Act, supersedes the National Defense Information Act. There is no way President Trump can be charged regarding any presidential documents under an earlier act. If the Congress had wanted to make it possible for such a case to be brought, they would have made it that the Presidential Records Act is a criminal bill, not a civil one. It isn't. This is a statement of fact. Secondly, we have to remember the president's residence, Mar-a-Lago, where these documents are kept, is guarded by the Secret Service 24 hours a day, 365 days a year. How does that compare to Joe Biden having secret documents in his garage in an unsecured location, documents that he had no right to as a senator? Let's be clear. Senators don't have skips.
That's right.
They don't get to take classified documents home with them. He broke the law for decades. Likewise, Hillary Clinton didn't have just a couple of documents. She had 113 secret or top secret documents that we know of transmitted on a private email server. That's not secured by the Secret Service. That is something that clearly would have been hacked by our enemies. So yes, double standards without a question.
And a lot of his defense here, as you pull apart sort of where the legal team may go, Christopher Kise, Todd Blanche today will be appearing with them and see what type of motions they will. But I think that's what it is. You know, you talked about the garage with the documents, the Corvette. We've seen pictures of Hunter driving around in it. Hunter's globetrotting, going to Ireland with his dad as president. And yet we hear Senator Chuck Grassley on the floor yesterday talking about a whistleblower with 15 recordings that he says implicates then Vice President Biden. A lot of people are saying that's wall to wall. Where's mainstream media covering that?
Yeah, I'm a little bit cautious with this news from Senator Grassley. I'm excited to hear it, but all we know is that this FBI informant stated that the CEO of Burisma has 15 recordings of Hunter, 2 recordings of President Biden detailing the bribery, the pay-for-play scandal. I don't want statements from the floor of the Senate that somebody said somebody else had the recordings. I want the American people to hear the recordings. If President Trump, if I, his deputy, if his campaign can be spied upon illegally for years by the FBI with secret FISA warrants, and they find no evidence against us, how about let the American people judge this evidence of a man who is said to have paid off the current president and his son for years to the tune of millions of dollars. I don't want reports about recordings, Bianca. I want to hear the recordings.
You and so many of us. Sebastian Gorka, great to have you in today. Appreciate it. And we'll continue to watch this breaking news here. President Donald Trump arraigned in Miami, former president. Thanks, Seb.